guys, it's the Frugalnista. It's time for my fall tour 2016. Let's go outside, guys. Now we're going to start outside on my front porch. As you can see, it's very windy out. It just blew my door open. Let me grab it. Okay guys, let's start on my front porch. We're going to start here. This is my first year that I have not used a wreath on my front porch. I'm using this trick or treat sign. You guys have seen that before. If you come out, let's get a full view of everything. I decided to pull my pumpkins back out again this year. Now this is my third, maybe even fourth fall tour on here. So guys, a lot of this stuff you've seen before. It's just me rearranging it different ways. My little pumpkins have been with me for years now. I bought them when Magnolia was a baby, so picked those up from Target. On this left side, I have a little arrangement of pumpkins in this cart. And on the right side, speaking of moms, I'm using this great big planter full of moms. I showed you guys that before. All of those were free finds, that entire piece. 2 more little pumpkins on a wicker basket, and more moms just to kind of hide my cords at the base of the planter. Next to it, I'm using these little string lights that have little jack-o'-lanterns on them on both sides of the doorway. Up at the top, I kind of have an arbor of leaves, more moms, and then coming down on this side, another set of string lights. Okay guys, let's come on the inside. And this is my foyer, guys. I'm pulling back as far as I can so you can get a good look at it. Then I'll get closer. This year, guys, I decided to go with all pumpkins in the foyer, using all those pretty oranges, trying to bring in that color from outside. I did a few mixed metals using a silver tone mirror. I bought you that in a haul. Picked it up from Kirkland's, guys. One of my free finds. Next to that is a picture frame. Another free find. Y'all check that video out if you haven't seen it. A lot of you guys know I love to find free items that retailers no longer feel they have the need for, but the Frugalnista does. And I love using them in my home. I tried my hand at doing an all white foyer. It just was not working for the Frugalnista. I guess because my furniture is so dark. And I think using that mixed metal look of the silver tone coming down with the bronze, I like the way that turned out because it just matches my furniture better. Now inside the frame, we all picked this up. This is a little harvest sign I picked up from Dollar Tree. My first pumpkin, surrounded by leaves. I have my first little jack-o'-lantern pumpkin sitting on top of a mercury glass candlestick. I put a few faux leaves on it. This pumpkin actually lights up. It has a mom top with some pretty ribbon on top of it. Another pumpkin on this side. Another one, I actually put a light in this also. It really is a nice display at night. You know, surrounded by leaves again. And if you look at the mirror, I'm using a lot of mixed metals in this display. The mirror is a silver tone. I have a few of the pumpkins that I picked up from Dollar Tree. I have a white one. That's a pretty bronze one in the back. And over here, that pretty copper one also, which really pairs well with the orange. Another pumpkin. And if you see here, that's a free find pedestal that I found. I showed you guys that in the haul the other day. It's in gold. So just using a lot of mixed metals in this area. And on top of that, I have a monogram G. And I told you guys, I'm not really a white pumpkin girl, but I have a small white pumpkin there from the Dollar Tree. Kind of mixed in with my colors. I like it. And then just more faux leaves coming down, just kind of cascading down the side of that frame. Now here's something I did purchase this year for the fall. That leaf pillow I thought was so pretty. And I picked that up from Ross. I have it sitting in that chair. Down below the chair, another pumpkin that lights up. And then to kind of throw in more of the leaves, I have inside the table another little garland of leaves. And it really is a pretty display when it's lit at night. I love using lighting. I think my inspiration for the mixed metals was finding all of these Dollar Tree pumpkins. Okay, let's look on top of my landing. I'm using another pumpkin. I put a little LED light in it also. Next to it, I have a stool that always sits here. On top of the stool, I have an owl. Mr. Owl is all decked out in his hat, sporting black and orange. That was a free find, guys. And I just surrounded him by leaves. Now, this will stay up for me until after Thanksgiving. This will actually be my look for the Thanksgiving holiday. And what's so neat about these pumpkins, guys, all I simply do is, as you notice, that one just looks like it's a plain one. Now, this is a free find pumpkin. And as you can see, the Smiths. We aren't the Smiths. But all I'm going to simply do is just turn that around. I'll turn around all of these pumpkins after, you know, the end of the month. And it still will be a pretty display of just pumpkins. Okay, let's start in my spider room. Now, I don't do gore, but this is as spooky as the Frugalnista will get. I will put out a spider or an owl or two. And that's what I've done in this room. We'll start with the table. I picked this little spider up from Five Below a few years ago. It is black and purple. I have it sitting next to Miss Owl. She is a miss. Look at the little flower in her hair. I've shown you guys her before. And inside the chest, I have a wreath mimicking all of that pretty purple, a beautiful copper, pretty jack-o'-lanterns throughout it. Next to that is a little owl that lights up also. I picked that up from Dollar Tree this year. If we go back here, there is another spider I just kind of have sitting on my sofa. Back here, another wreath. And I think this is spider number 3. I just have him sitting in this chair. And if we turn around here, sitting on top of the piano, I have a purple pumpkin with a cute little green stem. Now, I think I've shared this with you guys before. I'm not a candle girl, but I love burning oils. My little oil burner that I picked up from Dollar Tree. I picked this oil up from Tuesday Morning. And this one is in the fragrance Berry Orange and Vanilla. I haven't tried it yet, but I'll probably burn that to kind of make the house smell like fall. Down below my piano, this little topiary, I decked him out with a little spider ribbon. Now, as we leave the room, there's spider number 4. I just set it next to my lamp. It is next to a 3-tiered topiary of pumpkins, little jack-o'-lanterns also. And that's it for the spider room. Okay, guys, let's walk across the other side to the dining room. You guys have been in here before also. A few touches of fall in this room. Now in this corner, as we go into the dining room, I have this little butler's tray. Mixing metals again. That little owl came from Dollar Tree. It's in gold. And that pumpkin back there, I've shown you guys that before. He is in silver with a glass stem. I have one of my white orchids And it just paired really well with me using that mirror behind it, because I have so many, you know, dark pieces of furniture. But I think that really looks pretty in that corner. If you come to the table, typically my table is dressed, but this year it is not. I did something simple. I'm not sure if this will be what I'll be using for Thanksgiving or not. But in the center, I did another orchid using mixed metals again. I did a little DIY on a pumpkin that I had painted last year white. I just added some gold to the top and to the bottom. It almost looks like it's been hand dipped. I think those pumpkins probably were free finds. That mercury glass candlestick. Another little topiary of pumpkins. The one on top. One in the middle. And then a big gold one. Use some gold leaves along with the orchid. Now at the base of this little vignette, guys, I'm not sure if you remember this or not. In that free find video, the last one that I did, I picked this up for free from Home Goods. I had so many suggestions. Susan actually told me to take it to Lowe's and have a piece of glass to fit in it to use it as a tray. I still might do that, but what I wanted to do, because I wanted to use it as such a pretty piece, I decided to take some little felt pieces that I picked up from the Dollar Tree so it wouldn't scratch my table. I put it on the base of this, and I'm using this to kind of encompass this little centerpiece or this little vignette of mixed metals. Now y'all should take a drink every time I say mixed metals, because my entire fall theme is about mixed metals. I don't like committing to one, I really don't. When I try to attempt that, it just looks flat to me. I tried the all white, I tried the all gold, but I just like the way they all kind of bounce off of each other. On this side, I have two pumpkins, two metallic pumpkins, and to kind of give it a little bit of symmetry, two on this side also. Now again, my table scape, I just may put down some, chargers, and we have our Thanksgiving dinner in here. But again, it's about me having company over, and I like the table to be dressed. And I have a few more touches of fall on the buffet server, guys. I pulled out my champagne bucket. Inside my champagne bucket, you guys might remember that I picked it up from Marshall's, I think last year. Inside, I just put a paper pumpkin. Using more of those mixed metals. Y'all take a swig. I have some pumpkins on the side, pretty bronze one and a, pretty silver one. Behind that, I'm using a wreath. Next to the champagne bucket is a little Dollar Tree find. This little harvest sign, I just kind of sat here in the middle. Now, I usually sit my desserts here, guys, if you've been following me for a while. This is where all my desserts are housed, so I kind of left that open in the middle because, for Sunday dinner, this is where all my desserts go, and especially for Thanksgiving. So I have room to put a cake stand or to put out some cookies or a pie. And I just finished the look with two topiary balls and with one being atop a dark candlestick. And I guess our decorating tastes, it is allowed to change. I just don't fully think I will ever commit to being an all-white girl. I love colors too much. And maybe because I live on the East Coast, we have to usher in some color here because it's so, cold. And I still like to let Mirabella get in on decorating. She did all of the little fall clings that are on the window. The magnets that are on the door. All are from Dollar Tree. And now we are in the kitchen area of my house. You can see a few touches of fall in here also. Basically, it's all about the fall colors, starting with the little placemats on my table. Nothing spectacular in here because we eat here every night. I'm just using two little flowers there that are in those pretty amber color bottles. a little leaf, some salt and pepper shakers that are acorns. I'm using some fall placemats. Across the ledge, here are some more leaves. And I kind of have that with a little welcome pumpkin, another flower. And that's all being housed in a basket. On the other side of the ledge, this little sign I had last year from the Dollar Tree, it kind of has a kitchen theme. It's called the Lucky Raven Cafe. I sat this in this corner. Behind that, I have a fall wreath that usually goes on my front door. And then just a small little pumpkin. Really basics, guys. You guys have seen my coffee bar before. I just decided to put out a little pumpkin cup. Here's a little saucer. That's a pumpkin. Those little owls are housing sugar and cinnamon, so we can have it with our fall drinks. I put a few little leaves back there. Another little pumpkin inside the K-cups. And here's a little bronze pumpkin that I picked up from Dollar Tree. As we turn around to this side of the kitchen, more magnets. Next to the microwave is a little station of junk food. I have it housed in a basket with more leaves. And then I decided to, just put the pictures we have. You guys have seen these. These are just previous Halloween pictures of the girls and my little niece. Love putting those out every year. Let's go into the family room. We'll start all the way on the opposite end. The focal point of this room is the fireplace and the TV. This is my first year that I did not use leaves across the mantle. I just left the greenery up. Down below the mantle, I have 2 topiaries or 2 boxwoods that usually go into my foyer. I brought those in here this year. And in the middle, I'm using a green wreath that has like gold hues throughout it. Okay? And if you come on this side of the chair, this is a safari print pumpkin. And I have it sitting atop books. And behind the pumpkin is a weather vane that has a fall little vibe to it. I have that sitting in the corner. Next to the pumpkin is black. And on my coffee table this year, I'm using a wreath, the same wreath that's on the fireplace. I have 2 little pumpkins in a tray, sitting with a little Mercury votive holder. Down on the floor is a football. Football is fall for us. A few football books. A few little treats sitting out in a football bowl. And as we leave out of the family room, I have this burst of orange. This arrangement my mother-in-law made me last year. I have it sitting in this little corner. It's a big, huge pumpkin with a bunch of pretty faux flowers that she did for me. So let's come down the hall and look at the guest bathroom. I wanted to bring a little fall back here so my guests can see it. I have a little scarecrow in this corner surrounded by leaves. A little jack-o'-lantern that I'll put a LED light in. Down below that, another little jack-o'-lantern. 3 of those in the corner. And if you come by the sink area, there's another little scarecrow. And she is nestled between leaves. Next to her, I have a little owl who's playing peekaboo. And in this corner, a little Dollar Tree pumpkin. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Happy fall.